So you spend like half of your life in the car, the other half on the phone, then somewhere in between you just get your sanity, you find your sanity and all that. What's happening now is really unfortunate in Houston. Can you show me exactly where?
Come on, let's go. I got my thermal camera and everything. Everything's functioning with it. Awesome. I did the sewer scope, it looks great. I don't see any problems.
Perfect. Because I just want to make sure that calculated your taxes correctly. I don't want you guys having any tax surprises at the end of the year. So I do think your taxes are a little low. Easy rule of thumb. Texas is the non-disclosure state. You don't have to disclose how much you paid for your property. So if anybody's asking you that, you don't have to disclose that information. I appreciate you guys for even just trusting me and my expertise to make sure I got you what you wanted.
Y'all are all done.
Oh yes, we got a house. Yeah. A lot of my time is focused on strategy, negotiation, to just make sure they're getting the most advantageous deal possible. I'm a Southern girl, so I like Cajun food. Seafood, etouffees, gumbos, all of that stuff. So, you know what, honestly, I kind of think it's the thrill. Like, I quit my corporate job because I was bored every day. So I think this stuff like this does really keep me going. It's just been an interesting day, a very good day, right? I had, my closing this morning was great. Beautiful family, love them to death. My second closing though, it was good, but today I actually have two closings today. We just left the final walkthrough. Now we're at the title company for the first closing. Then the second closing, an inspection. My assistant normally goes to inspections, but she's not available today. And so when she's not available, guess who is? But come on, this will be fun, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I never know where we're going for closings until like I actually get in the car and then like open it up the address, because my team, my transaction coordinator, she's the one that makes sure that everybody knows what they're doing for the closing, okay? So including me. So she'll put them on my calendar and I hop in my car and I open up my calendar and that's when I figure out where we're closing. So my social media person has been here several times because she's filmed other closings here, so she's telling me where to go. Where are we going? Oh, this one down here? Yeah. They don't send me your closing disclosures with your final numbers because it has your personal, but I'm gonna look at it while I'm here because I just wanna make sure they calculated your taxes correctly. I don't want you guys having any tax surprises at the end of the year or next year where you get a balloon payment because your taxes went up. Okay. So I wanna make sure we look at that now. Not every renter can afford the big beautiful one, but they still need to rent, right? And so I always tell them, like, as an investment, make sure you get the cheapest that does the job, you know, that's going to give you a solid rent. But that's the hardest thing I have to overcome. People are like, I don't like the way it look. I'm like, you're not even gonna live here. I'm dead serious. Like, no, seriously, does it have 3 bedrooms? Does it have 2 bathrooms? Does it have running water? Is it habitable? Is it nice? You know, I mean, is it decent? You know, so I always say get the rent ready ones, you know, let somebody rent it, make it do what it's used for, you know, but they get so caught up in, I gotta have the pretty one. Hello.
Is it Akinsule?
Yes.
Hey, nice to
meet
you're
good.
I'm Bianca. How's
everyone
doing?
Great. So I do think your taxes are a little low. So what I would do is honestly just pay about an extra $100.
Okay. No, I plan on doing it.
Yeah. But you have to put it in your escrow account. So when you go to pay your mortgage payment, anything extra, you have to say, I want it to go here or here. Because you can go to principal and interest and it's paying down your principal balance. Or you can say, here, I want to hear it in my escrow account. Okay. You know? So make sure that you select, I'm putting this extra in my escrow account so you won't be short at the end of the year. Because if you're short, then they'll say, hey, you owe us some more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a little off. And so I don't want you to be off because I don't want you to be owing, you know, them calling you for more money. I'd rather them, and if it is short, if this is right, that's great. Then they'll give you a check back, you know, at the end of the year. But I'd rather you have too much than not enough. Okay. Have you guys got your water turned on yet? Or do they need some forms from you?
They need these forms.
Okay, when you give them the forms, they're gonna ask for the forms that could possibly have like your payment on it, how much you paid. Black those out. They don't need to see how much you pay for the house. The water company is the mud district, so that's a taxing entity. If they see how much you paid, that's going to be your tax bill next year. That's going to be your value next year. So just kind of like a easy rule of thumb, Texas is the non-disclosure state. You don't have to disclose how much you paid for your property. So if anybody's asking you that, you don't have to disclose that information. Okay. And the county will send you a very legit looking document that's like, you better tell us how much you paid, you know, and just throw it in the trash. Because if you tell them, then that's going to be your tax value next year.
You talk to the right man. I don't like telling them nothing.
Yeah, but again, rule of thumb, non-disclosure state, you don't have to disclose how much you pay for your home.
Good.
When your tax bill comes, Texas, for the first year, your tax valuation should not be more than what you pay for the house.
Gotcha.
Okay. But so the good thing about Del is they're in a little bit more of a closeout phase, so you shouldn't see like the values going up on your tax bill substantially. But again, if it's higher than what you pay for the house, then we need to, hey, no, you know, so protest the taxes so you'll know that, so that they can see, hey, you're valuating more than what I even paid for the home, okay? Don't let them overvaluate you. Okay? And then protesting keeps you mindful of what the value is, right? You know, if you protested, you'll always know, hey, this is where my home valuation is today, you know? I appreciate you guys for even just trusting me and my expertise to make sure I got you what you wanted.
When she
you know?
says what you're gonna do, I was like, thank you. Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yeah,
That's what we need right there.
Y'all are all done.
Oh, yes. We got a house.
Yeah.
We can go pick up the keys.
Thank you. Appreciate your business. I am with you forever. You were stuck with me forever now. So call me for any reason. We are indeed family. So call me for any reason at any time, okay, guys? And then I do want to get invited to probably no more baby showers, maybe. But the housewarmings, the birthday parties, like we are family for real. Like I truly feel like my clients are my family. Sometimes I hate when we close because we don't have a reason to talk to y'all anymore every day. No, seriously, but you guys are indeed my family, so call me for anything. You're never bothering me, and I want y'all to understand it. You're never bothering me, okay? We you know what they say, we go together. We go together, okay? And it's just some of my favorite things and goodies for you guys to have.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
The life of a busy real estate agent. You spend like half of your life in the car, right? The other half on the phone, and then somewhere in between you just get your sanity, you find your sanity and all that, and all the other stuff. After this closing, I have an inspection to attend. Hopefully I'm not there all day. So again, my assistant typically goes like to walkthroughs and inspections. A lot of my time is focused on strategy, negotiations, making sure the client is good, like on paper, you know, and from that standpoint. So that's how we really divide up the time. I am the strategist. It's all my strategy. Nothing happens without my approval. But, you know, just how like we left these last clients, we had a pretty, I'm not gonna say a big deal, but it was a situation that was impacting them in their loan process. Well, they could have. And so really having to step in and say, here's what we're going to do, because I know my way around and how to navigate through this to protect y'all, number one, to protect them. And then two, to just make sure they're getting the most advantageous deal possible. So, you know, when it's time for like walkthroughs and inspections, a lot of times my clients see my assistants, but they're talking to me, like, again, a lot of strategies, negotiations, any of the critical stuff, we're in constant contact. So that's why I feel like that's the greatest benefit that I can give my clients, is the fact that, number one, you're always going to get my expertise, right? And even if somebody else shows up, like my assistant shows up to the walkthrough of the inspection, trust me, they know I don't play that, right? No, my assistants, they already know what to look for, the questions to ask, how it will be handled. And the great thing about it is they're very smart people as well. So they also know, like, hey, if something is going wrong, they're either going to step in, you know, and rectify the situation for the client's best interest, or they're going to call me, you know? But no, we working in that manner, I think it's been great for the clients. You know, you got to hire good people. Everybody that works with my assistant as well, they're always like, she was so great, you know? And that's what you want. If I'm not physically there, I still want you to have the best experience possible. So I think we make a pretty good team here. I'm not gonna lie, today I am tired. I'm a little overwhelmed. And I was saying this earlier, that I am very grateful. You know, I could complain, because I ain't gonna lie, I am like dog tired. Like tomorrow, I'm intentionally taking off tomorrow, but I'm like dog tired today. But the clients will never know that, right? Of course, I'm still gonna always show up with a smile and give it 1,000%. But I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. But again, I always say I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful to be busy in a real estate market where a lot of people are going back to work, where a lot of people are having to do something different just to survive. I'm grateful that my phone is still ringing. I'm grateful that I'm still getting business. I'm grateful that I'm still getting referrals. You know, I have a couple of out-of-state realtors that have referred me pretty sizable deals recently. So like, I am grateful for all of that. So whereas I could be saying like, I'm tired and I don't want to do this, I'm coming from a place of gratitude, because it's so easy to one day you have it and the next day you don't. All right, so I'm always going to show up and I'm always going to give it 1,000%, regardless if I'm tired or not. But I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. Your girl needs a spa day because I'm tired. Hello? Have you on speakerphone? Just FYI.
Hello, everybody that can hear me.
Yes.
I just wanted to call you and let you know that I'm at Coffee No, removing lockbox, and he's
Okay.
It looks like the front porch light is on.
It's
I
on?
didn't know if that was like, yeah.
Oh, no biggie.
Okie dokie. Perfect.
We just got done closing Mia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had nothing but great things to say about you. They said hello, but they said you were great throughout the entire process as well.
Oh, I love hearing that. I like
know.
when people are happy.
I think we're a great dynamic
At least
duo.
you know I'm out here doing a good job.
Exactly.
You know I'm out here representing you well, boss. Make sure they know that this is the level of service you should expect all the time.
You hear that? Level of
Regardless
service
of who you
you
talking
should
to.
expect all the time from anybody on the team. Yeah, I have to really get my thoughts together on this closing, because this is a family member, and it's my deceased aunt and uncle's home, you know, and so my cousin is actually selling the home, selling their parents' home, and so like I don't know, you know, truly how they're feeling about it. You know, there could be a lot of emotions about it, and I'm not sure. Okay, where am I going? Right here. I'm not sure. You know, how they truly feel. We hadn't really talked about it a lot. You know, I just did my job for them. But so I don't know how they're feeling. And so I just want to be very mindful of that. But I'm a little anxious going into this closing, you know, opposed to the last closing we just had, where it was a very, hey, you know, you're getting a brand new home. This one is not so much. But honestly, this is real estate. Everybody doesn't sell a home for, you know, a true happy reason. But you know, I think they're okay with it, and I think they're at peace with it. What time? At 2:30. We're eating lunch at 2:35. This is so great. We're eating lunch at actually a restaurant that I really like in Houston that's about to close down. I heard this location was closing down, but I'm a Southern girl, so I like Cajun food. You know, I like seafood, etouffees, gumbos, all of that stuff. So stopping over here because I have to go back to Katie for an inspection today. But yeah, this is closing down, so we're gonna eat it again before it closes down. I'm not gonna lie, I need a drink. Eating by yourself kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like, I'm just honestly happy to get food in my mouth right now because I'm starving. And I need to do better at packing snacks and packing, you know, maybe lunch on the go. Why does this have to be my life? But again, you know what? Honestly, I kind of think it's the thrill. Like, I quit my corporate job because I was bored every day. So I think this stuff like this does really keep me going. Guys, I stopped drinking during the week, but I think I need a glass of Prosecco. Y'all know I drink Prosecco. It's just been an interesting day, a very good day, right? I had my closing this morning was great. Beautiful family, loved them to death. My second closing though, it was good, but you know how sometimes you just like, I just rather this not happen, you know? I was selling a family member's home, and who's deceased now, right? And so, that was kind of tough for me. I'd much rather sell a home because of, somebody's getting their dream on. But I mean, I understand in this business, that's life. And I realized I had never been to this family member's home until it was time to sell it. And, you just kind of, just put things in perspective for you. Like, because this was a family member, a dear family member that I love and remember many genuine and loving interactions with, And so to be like, yeah, we got to sell a home, kind of, it's a little, it's kind of had me a little, off the edge a little bit, but it's going to be okay. That's life. And I get that, but sometimes it is still difficult, and it's not always easy, right? So I'm getting through the day. I'm always grateful for the moments, but it's a little tough for me.
Be careful.
Sure, thank you.
It's okay. It's really hot.
Okay, no worries. So I actually was talking to a developer yesterday and building some duplexes, and we had been talking back and forth about me taking on some of his listings. But every time I would go, love you, love what you do, but I'm only looking to pay this. And I know when to walk away. And so here's the thing. What's happening now is really unfortunate in Houston. And especially we're seeing this a lot in the city. Realtors, just to get a listing, are taking listings for pennies on the dollar. Honestly, for a small flat fee, are not really making any money at all, just to say they have the listing. What that's doing to what I like to refer to as real estate practitioners, like realtors that take this business serious, that really have a strategy, really have a game plan, have multiple solutions, pride themselves on customer service. It's making it hard for us to even do business in the city anymore, because they're training all these developers to just take these little, hey, you can pay these flat fees. And just to be honest, I'm not a flat fee realtor. I've worked hard in this industry. My visibility, my reach goes very far, and so it's unfortunate and it's really disheartening, because now your expertise doesn't mean as much to certain developers and things like that. But what they fail to realize, they're shooting themselves in the foot, because what they'll do is they'll work with a discount realtor that really doesn't have a lot of experience, really doesn't know what they're doing, really doesn't have a keen strategy or anything. And so what ends up happening is their properties sit on the market for much longer. Right? And all that holding cost, you could have just paid a realtor that had expertise, that knew what they were doing. But because they don't want to pay anymore, that's the alternative. But unfortunately, it's so many realtors now that's taking things at a discount. It's unreal. So all I'm saying is, don't shoot yourself short, and so you have people like me that's basically like, I'm kind of getting out of this market, because again, I know my value. I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table. And the developers that do realize that, and that do work with me, we typically in and out very quickly, right? And so they do pay more of a premium price, but they're getting premium service. They know that they're gonna get follow-ups. They're gonna get reports educating them on what's going on in this business. They're gonna get a keen strategy, whether a full staging strategy, presentation strategy, marketing strategy, like how do we even go, and then educating them. And then I'm realizing the greatest value that I bring to my developers and builders is that the person on the other side of the table, they're too going to get a great experience. So even those realtors are going to go back and say, hey, my client bought from this builder before and it was a good experience and they got a quality home. So that's it. Now it turns into repeat business. So everybody that's looking to nickel and dime, they think they're really saving money, but in the long run, it's truly hurting them. Last stop of the day.
It's just empty.
Okay.
But the thermal pictures, yeah, definitely.
Can you show me exactly where?
Come on, let's go. I got my thermal camera and everything.
Oh, this is exciting. No, but But this is why you hire an inspector. Yeah, because I mean, you can't see that behind the walls, right?
So you can see, so like up here, you see all the squares that are missing. All that red is there's none there. So what it should look like is like you can see how the walls look. I mean, it's not going to be like super, but you can see the color difference. Yeah. So it's almost like a window, right? Look at the window.
Okay.
Look how orange it is, and then look up, and it's
Still orange.
It's still orange.
But everything else sealed up there?
Everything else sealed. Really nice. I mean, everything with the roof is okay. All those small areas. This was the biggest issue.
No leaks. Electrical look good. No.
Let's walk upstairs. You have some damage to the bathtub, and it's not a porcelain. So I don't know if they're going to be able to. Like this one would be porcelain, and this one up here is like a synthetic material.
Okay.
It looks a little deeper than surface damage, but that's how I wrote it up.
Okay, but AC is good. Were you able to test the heater?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was turning the heaters on. Everything's functioning with it.
Awesome.
You have one system, but you have two different thermostats, which means you can control temperature for downstairs at that one. You can control temperature for upstairs at that one, but you cannot run cool and heat at the same time because it is coming from one system.
Okay.
But that's really
That's it?
That's it.
Nothing exterior?
I mean, not really.
Okay, that's good. Then that's good, right? That's
Yeah.
good.
All right, y'all. I did the sewer scope. It looks great. I don't see any problems.
Perfect. They're going to show you like all the functions in maintaining the home, all of the, some of the things I'm sure he probably told you, but even more, right? And then also do the blue tape just to, again, if you guys see something that, like for example, look, this is a great example. Is this a spot or?
Yeah, I can't tell if that's a dead bug or not.
No, it just looks like a piece of the stone, right? But this should just say this was right here, right? It shouldn't be, right? We can tape that up. Hey, we want you to repaint this, fix that, and so forth on. But also too, the house looks really good from what I can see. But you will find something, right? You always do.
Dust and stuff. It's all
Yeah.
cleaned up for you guys. So they'll probably power wash the outside, all that stuff. Like they got some concrete debris and stuff on the patio.
Yeah.
They'll clean up all that for you guys. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it already, like she said, already looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They don't have any construction debris or any old school materials and all that stuff.
I've seen way worse. This is a clean house, especially in a clean inspection report too.
For sure.
Yeah, that's good.